Now, do you remember the first time you ever saw a Rasta man? Where were you and what was your first thought? The Jamaican artist Boom Donovan will be remembered by many as one of the drummers on the Eddie Murphy and Shabba Ranks song I Was King, which was a tribute to His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie. Rastafari has been an important aspect of the Jamaican global brand. The social and spiritual movement which Rastafari holds began in the 1930s, and although not initially accepted by many Jamaicans, today Rasta and reggae music together is one of the most popular movements in the world and has become known for that. But the question lies, what is the definition of a true Rasta man? In the next 5 weeks, at this time, you will hear the life and music of Rasta man Boom Donovan, who grew up in a very difficult period in Jamaica. This week, Boom talks solely about his father and life as a youngster growing up in Kingston, Jamaica.
25th of December. That was my dad's birthday. Well, my dad is George Edley Green, a.k.a. Bongo Eddie, from the Nyabingi order. He was born in St. Mary, grew up in St. Mary, and left St. Mary as a young man to Kingston. And that's where I met my mother as a Kingstonian, and that's how I come. So, my dad is one of the main coordinator in the house of the Nyabingi order. My dad do a lot of work, like building tabernacles at 4 corners of the earth in Jamaica. He's the fireman. He responsible for the fire key and the food and the tabernacles, and coordinators of youth and youth around many different communities. Congregate the youth them and give them strength and energy towards the Nyabingi order and teach them roots and culture about Rastafari liberty. So he do a lot in that form of way, you know what I mean?
I know you're going to tell us about Nyabingi and Rasta, but you must have learnt a lot from your dad. What would you say was one of the greatest attributes that your father left you?
Well, just to be humble, meek, and kind to others as they would kind to I, and teach others love, loyalty as it is in Mount Zion. Those are the words of my dad. I always speak one perfect love to each and every one, no matter your creed or color, you know what I mean? That's Bongo Eddie format of word that he always say, one perfect love.
You speaking one perfect love, have you been getting it back in your life travels?
Well, as I would learn from my dad and my grandmother, they used to say, tenancy don't spoil no dance. When they say tenancy, that means say you turn back and you see. You don't interfere with what don't interfere with you. So you're not going to see somebody doing something and interfere and go spoil them dance. So when you can sit in and humble and observation, you learn a lot from that. So that's what I really do to really survive in this time and still around. You know what I mean?
If you have to use some very few words to describe your dad now, today, the legacy, what words would you use to describe him?
A very genuine art and genuine hands and genuine person in everything you do. Everywhere you go, and people that know him always speak that say, Brother Eddie is a genuine man, kind-hearted person, full of love, integrity, very high. Always speak of Selassie I and teach youths them. And you understand me? So people always speak good about my dad. So I have to say happy birthday, Dad. Even though he's not here around us still, but he's here still in the spirit, God bless him soul and rest in peace. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's how it really started from I was a little youth and all that, from baby. Young days, and the road was so hard for us as Rasta people growing up in Jamaica, in West Kingston, place them call name Bakawal, Trenchtown, Jonestown, Rima. The art of Trenchtown is Rima, you see. So that's where I grew up, and that's where I started out as a little youth growing up, see Prince Emmanuel in flesh personally. I know him personally. Prince Emmanuel is a very godly person, very humble, meek, and kind. He used to hold my hand and take me across from one side of the street to the other side for me to go to school. Cause I was going Ebenezer school those days. There's a little school in Tivoli Garden, they call him Ebenezer. The little that I learned of him and know of him, I used to play the drums in there and observe and learn more cultural vibes like how to make a broom, how to make a map and a mat, and go through my books like Bibles and lessons about Ethiopia, Africa, and all these things, I know my love my love for you is stronger than any other one. I know my love for you is stronger than any other one. If you think it's a lie, just look right in my eyes, and then put your lips to mine, and then my lips to yours, then we'll know.
Wow, that is a cappella with good stuff. Artist of the Month, Rastaman Boom Donovan, with part 1 of his life in music. He returns again next week as we learn about the Nyabingi, which is the gathering of Rastafarian people to celebrate and commemorate key dates significant to the Rastafari throughout the year.
I'm a student from the ghetto. I was born and raised down here in the ghetto. No. Bad and good is what I know. Hey, I'm a student from the ghetto. No, hey, I'm a student from the ghetto. No, get on my born and no get on me go. Get on my born and no get on me go. There's nothing you can do that I don't know. In the ghetto, I don't know the way. Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X, they were born in the ghetto. You know, most violent men coming from the ghetto. Get on my born and no get on me go. Get on my born and no get on me go. There's nothing you can do that I don't know. In the ghetto, I don't know the way. I'm a student from the ghetto. Well, I'm a student from the ghetto. Oh well. Get the youth in a higher degree, arts and science and technology. Get the youth for university.
Student of the Ghetto, a song by Rastaman Boom Donovan. I'm actually looking forward to hearing the rest of his story because so many of those names sound familiar.